Ciao friends, my name is Joey Balistreri. Welcome to my channel. It is such a happy day here in Joey land because my beautiful little Didi's Deluxe bead box has arrived. You get this beautiful little package. It gives a warning of happiness, which is absolutely true. I couldn't even throw the tissue paper away this month because it's all so beautiful. The package of beads was packed in this beautiful tissue paper that perfectly coordinates with the collection this month, and it is called Sapphire Blush. I love everything in this box. I'm going to do a fast unboxing because I want 2 pairs of earrings and I'm going to make them right now. So the first thing in all of Didi Beads Deluxe boxes that Stella does is the Inspire by Czech designer strand, and this one is absolutely gorgeous. I love this pink and blue palette, and some of my favorites are in here: coin beads, a Czech glass heart, these oval flower beads, and these bell beads I just love. Stella has these bells on her website in a few colors and I have purchased them. I did a video a few months back. They make beautiful threader earrings, but I'm going to do another bell pair of earrings. This one has a gorgeous AB finish on it. I'm just crazy about it. And then the next thing up is a beautiful strand of lapis lazuli. She is so generous. It's a 15-inch strand. It's 4mm and it is natural lapis. I love this. This whole box is me. I am a pink girl, but I'm also very casual these days. I'm a caregiver. I try to do yoga pretty regularly and exercise. So I am usually in denim and some color of a pink top. So this just makes me so happy. Like pink and denim colors is just makes me so happy. And then this is a 5-inch strand of a 15 by 12mm pink calcite twisted gemstone. This is so beautiful. I love this. I'm going to come back in another video because I want to do a bracelet design, and this is one of those beads that is so perfect to do a very organic artisan wire embellishment and make a component out of it. It's so much fun. You can't get it wrong because however it turns out is how it turns out, and that's what I plan to do with that. I love that, but I think this might be my favorite bead in the box. This is so gorgeous. And again, a 15-inch strand. It's that sweet size for me of 6mm. This is a soft pink shell inlay howlite bead. So they are, kind of natural. It's a mix of almost looking like a glass bead and the shell, the natural elements of shell, and it just speaks to me. This bead just makes my heart sing. Like when I see sort of the mother of pearl flash in there and just encased in that perfect pink color. I just love it. So this is going to go in one of my pairs of earrings because I need a pair of earrings out of these. I need some other things out of that too, but it's so pretty. And then up next is a beautiful 6 by 4mm half silver plated midnight blue crystal strand, and again 15 inches. And look how the silver wash on this just makes it sparkle and glisten. I mean, wow. That is so pretty. And then this is so cool. Stella strikes again. She is so amazing at finding unique beads. These are hematite beads, but it's a rhombus shape and they're coated in a soft pink. It's a 2-hole bead, and I even love the way they have landed on the shipping strand, and I am going to borrow this design. It is a 2-hole bead, but I would like to do a bracelet with a 3-hole or 3-strand and kind of create that pattern. I just love it. I can't wait to show you guys, because if you've been around my channel, then you know what I do when I get a bead box. I like to go into my stash. I always pull out some seed beads that go with everything, and anything else that I have that I've purchased myself or found on a bead shopping trip. And I just like to personalize my bead boxes so that what I make, has my signature on it. And I can't wait to show you what I pulled out that I have in my stash that, it may or may not make its way into my project. I love this as well. This is another 6mm antique copper helix crystal bead, and there's a 9.5-inch strand here. And again, my two favorite metals, metallics to work with are gold and copper, and I love them mixed together. I even love like the kind of antique bronze and bright gold and copper. I like to mix because I see the antique bronze as like a darker gold, and I love to mix all of them. So I am just seeing all of that in this box. I just love it so much. And then I hate to get to the last bead strand, but this is the last bead strand. This is a half copper plated opaque pink crystal strand, 6x4mm, and you get 15 inches. And I just love that blush pink and that metallic copper, and I love this size. You know, I've said this before when I do unboxings, but 6mm beads make me so happy, because if I'm doing a chunkier piece and you know I want the piece to be bigger, a 6mm bead is so great as your spacer, but that is kind of the scale of the jewelry that I personally wear the most. So these also can be my focal beads or my main beads. So this 6 and 6x4mm is the sweet size for me. I just absolutely love it. And then the box contains some beautiful antique copper wavy solid rings. Rings are so fun in design. It's a geometric shape, but I love the organic kind of waviness to these. And I think I'm going to be using at least one of these in my bracelet project with these guys. I haven't done a sketch. I'm still kind of formulating the next project I'm going to do. So, you know, I hope that you'll subscribe to my channel and tap that bell notification, so once you've seen the unboxing and maybe even gotten your box, you pop back in and see what the idea is that came next. So let's see, up next is these really cool antique copper 10mm. What are these? These are kind of a bead cap. They're slightly concave here. They are kind of a spacer because they're really thin. It is a daisy, and with all of the open areas on this, it is also a connector. What in the world do you call this? And again, Stella strikes again. I have a ton of spacers, a ton of daisy spacers, a ton of bead caps. I've never seen this, and I just love it. So gorgeous. And we got a nice little stash of those. It looks like, let me find them. She put 15 pieces in the box, so that is plenty to do earrings. And in fact, I think I'm going to use this in one of my pairs of earrings as a connector, because it's just so sweet, and I just love it. It's really pretty. Okay, and then I love these two. These are the most beautiful charms. They look very exotic and very world traveled, and they have this beautiful embossing that again has kind of an ancient look, and they have a little finish on the back. And you know, I just love it. I love things that look well traveled and a little bit exotic, because it's one of the things that I love about jewelry art and beads is that it's very international. You know, like the Italians do beautiful Murano glass, millefiori, hand-blown glass, and that kind of thing. You know, in Africa, they recycle glass and do the most amazing handmade beads with recycled glass, and I absolutely love that. The Czech Republic, of course, we all know the pressed glass, the table cut glass. The Czech Republic does an amazing job, and other countries as well. The Japanese do gorgeous tencha beads. You know, there's just like, beading is very international, and I love this. I don't know why, but this little coin charm just kind of gave me that international vibe and made me think of that. So I just love that. And then Stella always puts a little bonus in, and this month we're getting 2 pieces of a 25mm antique copper, really fancy elongated bicone. This has a minimalist look. It has a little bit of an industrial look. It just really, really cool, very contemporary. I love that. I was even thinking just to run wire through it, do simple loops, and make connectors out of these. They're really lovely. Crazy about those. Oh, I'm about to forget one of the main things. I am really excited, you guys. When I opened this box, it just made me so happy. Stella put in some Rolo chain. It's an 8mm antique copper, and there's 18 inches here. So really you could get a bracelet and a necklace, or you know, a little bit longer necklace out of it, and even cut a few for links. I love to use chain links for earrings, and even like extender chains, like you can do that, and I think that's going to happen with mine. Okay, let me set aside the things that are not going to go in my first two projects and clear a little space, and I'll show you what I am pulling for the projects with this box from my own stash. These are for the next project, and these guys are for the next project. So I'm going to work with those. And look at the seed beads that I had. I have two colors, two different sources, and I can't remember their craft store items, but this one is Preciosa. These are check beads, and this is called Metallic Pink. It's an 11-0 seed bead, but look at that. It's a little bit brighter, and this one is called Pink Metallic. It's an 11-0 seed bead as well from John Bead, and it is also pink metallic, but a little bit softer, and I love them both. So for my one pair of earrings, I'm going to be using these two beads in one pair of earrings. So I think I'm going to go with the softer pink metallic for that. And then for my next projects, I had these beautiful copper connectors. I have some copper crystal rondelle spacers and some gold spacer in bars. A project tray. And I'll start designing my next project, but I love to make something right away when I get a bead box, and you know, kind of do the earrings usually. Sometimes I jump to a bigger project, but then my earrings are ready. So if I make a bracelet or a necklace or whatever else that I design with the box, I have the earrings ready to go, because for me, I don't always wear a necklace, but I always grab a pair of earrings, and I always have on a bracelet. So I am going to cut this strand. This is so beautiful. I'm also going to cut these lapis. This is one of my favorite gemstones, a non-pink gemstone. I love pink tourmaline. That's probably my favorite. I also love to work with rose quartz, and I love mother of pearl. But if I'm doing a darker gemstone, the lapis is one of my favorites. As I said, you know, I'm pretty casual dresser these days, and jeans and some kind of a pink top is kind of my uniform, and so this box is just absolutely wonderful. And we're going to cut this strand too. I always say with Stella's strands you could just string it up and make a bracelet, and I never do, and I almost did that on this one, but I really love these pink bells. These little bells are so gorgeous. And even though I have a turquoise pair of bell earrings, I think I have to have a pink one. And I even love the way she used these gold spacer beads almost as the little ding dong part of the bell. They're a little bit, you know, a little bit bigger, and I just think they're perfect. I am sorry, you guys, I got a phone call that I had to take. So while I was on the phone, I sat here and did part of one of the earrings, and they're super simple. So I'm going to go ahead and connect. I also did a little test with these daisy, little daisy, what are we going to call these? Daisy spacers, connectors. In this case, they're a connector. So I'm using a really small jump ring that I made out of 20 gauge wire and attaching it to, let me see if I can get my fingers out of the way, attaching it to the top of my bell stack. And what I was testing was to see if I needed ear wires or if this little connector will fit into the little groove or cradle of my gold filled lever back interchangeable ear wires, and it does. So I love it when I can make a cute little pair of earrings and not need an ear wire every time. And these are gold filled, so they don't tarnish, and I'm putting really high quality metal in my ears, and I just love the little bit of movement that I get there. So I'll show you really quickly how I did this stack. I took a ball head pin in gold, and put it through the spacer bead that was on the end of the strand. And then I was toying with using the copper crystal rondelle spacer for the top of the bell, but I actually thought it looked better on the bottom of the bell. So let me just slide it down and show you. Isn't it pretty? As I said, I love mixing and alternating the gold and copper, and I'm going to do a wire wrapped loop on this earring instead of a simple loop, just because one side of each of these bell beads has a little bit heavier AB finish on it, and I want that to stay facing forward, and I also want my bell to stay facing forward. I like the dangle that I'm getting with the jump ring and the daisy connector, but I do want the earring to stay facing forward. So I am going to do a wire wrapped loop. So I do a wire wrapped loop when I want to just secure a bead facing forward. And so that's why I chose to do that. And at the end here, when I've wrapped down to my beads, and it's a head pin, so I don't have extra length like when I'm wrapping with my wire. So I'm just gonna take a minute and really tuck that wire and make sure it's nice and secure, and then trim. There we go. And it is ready for the little jump ring and the daisy connector, and my first pair will be done. Yay, so pretty, so fun. Sometimes it's fun, really, to just sit and make earrings. I love it. The only thing about the interchangeable ear wires is you do have to load your earring on facing forward. How sweet. I just love those. Okay, on to the next pair. I got another phone call. Some days are just like that. Just the interruptions, but I went ahead and made a sample earring while I was talking on the phone. So I absolutely love this. There were only 2 of these wavy disc spacers on the strand, but it's perfect for earrings. And I had these Athena cast copper plated ear wires. They're really contemporary and sleek, just in my stash. And look at that, you guys, and it's so dangly. I mean, a pink shirt, these earrings, a pair of jeans, and I'm good to go almost anywhere, really. I'm just so excited to make that other earring. So what I used is a piece of 49 strand bead stringing wire from Softflex company. It's a really bright pink, but somehow it works. Like somehow it just really works with the colors in this box. So I'm going to do a simple stringing pattern here. I'm going to put on one of these beautiful beads and a copper crystal rondelle spacer on each side. I had recently cut apart a necklace that I made many years ago that I wasn't wearing, and I had strung it on this pink bead stringing wire. And I just love not throwing anything away or wasting anything. So this was in my scrap bag, the wire for these earrings. I just love that. It makes me feel so good. Okay. And I just did this little pattern here of these pink metallic seed beads, spacing out the blue lapis beads. I just want to copy what I did. And so I did 4 of these on each side with a seed bead in between. And then I'll show you what I did at the top. Just get these on here. So once I have them on here, then I am going to thread my hematite 2-hole rhombus beads, and I just used 2 of them, and I put a seed bead in between the 2, and it just, this pink metallic with the pink color of this is just so pretty. So just 2, 1 strand up through each one. It wants to twist a little bit, but it won't once I get it crimped. So it looks like that, and I need 2 more seed beads. and just pull everything down. And then I took this disc spacer and put that next, and it just adds this razor thin little look of gold there, and it's so pretty. And another one of those beads that I dearly love. When I saw that strand, I just had to have earrings out of it. And just thread that down, and then I am using a number 2 or a 2mm copper crimp tube and put that on. And I'm going to take one of the wires and make a loop and go back down through the copper tube, and on the other earring it went through the pink bead and the disc spacer. Just have to wiggle it down because I pulled everything tight. Okay, see, so I just made a loop and I'm getting it back down there, and now I'm just going to pull everything tight. I want to push everything down so that my earring is nice and tight. And I do want this loop to be really small at the top. I love making earrings this way. Push everything down. I love making earrings this way. So I'm going to let this wire hang out here, and this other wire that came up from the loop is also just hanging out. And let me just check. I can make this a little tiny bit smaller. I want it really small. And I'm going to use my magical crimping plier because the 11O seed beads look exactly like this bead when it's crimped with this. So it's really, really a cool look. And before I crimp down, I just want to make sure that I'm in the center and everything is as I want it. Perfect. Look at that. It's so pretty. And then just trim really close. That is beautiful, and it gets attached to my copper ear wire. This could also, these work also really well on the gold-filled interchangeable lever back ear wires, but I have been kind of saving this beautiful pair of ear wires for just something that I loved, and this is it. Look at this pair of earrings. They are gorgeous. They are absolutely gorgeous. So I will put links to Didi Beads in my description box. I do have a discount code. It does not work on the Didi Deluxe Bead Box, but it works on a lot of things on the website if you are a new customer and you would like to place an order. And as I said, I know she has these check glass bells in quite a few colors on her website. And I will put links to my favorite tools and anything else that I know where I got it. I always link that in the description box. And I will be back with another project. I think it's going to be a bracelet. And I thank you so much for watching. I hope everybody's safe and well and having fun on your beading mats. Ciao, friends.